So today I have a wonderful book that I want to read to you. So You Want to Be President. Come on.
So You Want to Be President. So You Want to Be President by Judith St. George. Illustrated by David Small. There are good things about being president, and there are bad things about being president. One of the good things is that the president lives in a big white house called the White House. Another good thing about being president is that the president has a swimming pool, bowling alley, and a movie theater. The president never has to take out the garbage. The president doesn't have to eat yucky vegetables. As a boy, George Bush had to eat broccoli. But when George Bush grew up, he became president. That was the end of the broccoli. One of the bad things about being president is that the president always has to be dressed up. William McKinley wore a frock coat, vest, pinstripe trousers, stiff white shirt, black satin tie, gloves, a top hat, and a red carnation in his buttonhole every day. The president has to be polite to everyone. The president can't go anywhere alone. The president has lots of homework. People get mad at the president. Someone once threw a cabbage at William Howard Taft. That didn't bother Taft. He quipped, "I see that one of my adversaries has lost his head." Lots of people want to be president. If you want to be president, it might help if your name is James. 6 presidents were named James. President Carter liked to be called Jimmy. 4 Johns, 4 Williams. President Clinton liked to be called Bill. 2 Georges, 2 Andrews, and 2 Franklins all became president. You probably weren't born in a log cabin. That's too bad. People are crazy about log cabin presidents. They elected 8. William Harrison was born in a big Virginia mansion, though he won the election with a log cabin and hard cider slogan. If you want to be president, your size doesn't matter. Presidents have come in all shapes and sizes. Abraham Lincoln was the tallest, 6 feet 4 inches, and his stovepipe hat made him look even taller. James Madison was the smallest, 5 feet 4 inches, and only 100 pounds. William Howard Taft was the biggest at more than 300 pounds. He was so big that he had a special tub built for his White House bathroom. 4 men could fit in the tub. Maybe Taft's problem was that presidents can order any food they want. Though the Constitution says you'll have to wait until you're 35, young, old, and in between have become president. Theodore Roosevelt at 42 was the youngest. He had pillow fights with his children and played football on the White House lawn. You must always remember that the president is about 6, a friend said. Ronald Reagan was the oldest. When he first ran for president, he was 69. Some presidents joked and some presidents didn't. Presidents' personalities have all been different. William McKinley was so nice that he tried to stop a mob from attacking the man who had just shot him. Benjamin Harrison was so cold that one senator said talking to Harrison was like talking to a hitching post. Calvin Coolidge was so shy and quiet that a dinner guest once made a bet that she could get him to say more than 2 words. "You lose," he told her. Andrew Jackson certainly wasn't shy. When he ran for president, his opponents printed a list of his duels, fights, shootings, and brawls. 14 in all! Don't worry about your looks. Abraham Lincoln was a homely man, but he was one of our best presidents. He reunited the country by winning the Civil War. Someone once called Lincoln two-faced. "If I am two-faced, would I wear the face that I have now?" Lincoln joked. Warren Harding was a handsome man, but he was one of our worst presidents. He gave government jobs to his crooked friends. I am not fit for this office and never should have been here, he admitted himself. Do you have pesky brothers and sisters? Every one of our presidents did. But Benjamin Harrison takes the prize. He had 11. 2 presidents were orphans, Andrew Jackson and Herbert Hoover. A president in your family tree is a plus. John Quincy Adams was John Adams' son. Theodore Roosevelt and Franklin Roosevelt were 5th cousins. Benjamin Harrison and William Harrison's were grandson. James Madison and Zachary Taylor were 2nd cousins. Some presidents threw money around, and some were penny pinchers. James Monroe ordered French silverware, china, candlesticks, chandeliers, clocks, mirrors, vases, rugs, draperies, and furniture for the White House. 93 crates in all. William Harrison was thrifty. He walked to the market every morning with the basket over his arm. Do you have a pet? All kinds of pets lived in the White House, mostly dogs. Theodore Roosevelt's children didn't just have pets. They ran a zoo. They had dogs, cats, guinea pigs, snakes, mice, rats, badgers, raccoons, parrots, and a Shetland pony called Algonquin. To cheer up his young sick brother, young Quentin once took Algonquin upstairs in the White House elevator. You don't have to be musical to be president. Ulysses S. Grant certainly wasn't. He only knew 2 tunes. One is Yankee Doodle, he said, and the other one isn't. But many presidents were musical. Some presidents knew how to dance. Some didn't. Our first president did a mean minuet. At his inaugural ball, George Washington danced with every lady but his wife. Mrs. Washington had to stay home. James Madison, opinion of his inaugural ball, I would much rather be in bed. Abraham Lincoln wasn't much of a dancer either. Not all presidents danced, but most had a sport. John Quincy Adams was a first-rate swimmer. Once he was swimming in the river and a woman reportedly snatched his clothes. Ulysses S. Grant ran through the streets of Washington. He was arrested for speeding. The most presidents went to college, 9 didn't. George Washington, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, Zachary Taylor, Millard Fillmore, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Jackson, Grover Cleveland, and Harry Truman. Andrew Jackson couldn't even read until he was 14. He didn't learn to write until after he was married. Thomas Jefferson was top-notch in the brains department. He was an expert on agriculture, law, politics, music, geography, surveying, philosophy. Whew! And in his spare time, he even designed his own mansion. He founded the University of Virginia and whipped up the Declaration of Independence. If you want to be president, you might want to consider joining the Army. They were all generals. Another route to the White House is to be vice president, though most didn't think much of the job. Almost any job can lead to the White House. Presidents have been lawyers, teachers, farmers, sailors, engineers, surveyors, mayors, governors, congressmen, senators, and ambassador. Harry Truman even owned a men's shop, and Andrew Johnson was a tailor. Ronald Reagan was a movie actor. One thing is certain, if you want to be president and stay president, you have to be honest. They are a mixed bag of 41 presidents. What do you think of being the head man? Now, every president was different from every other, yet no woman has yet to be president. Friends, this book says no person of color has been president, but we know that we've just had our president, Barack Obama. He was our first African-American president. This book is a little old. It said that people who run for president have swelled heads. It said that people who run for president are greedy. They want power. They want fame. But president can be wanting to serve your country, like George Washington. He loved his Virginia plantation. He loved so much to lead the country that he loved even more. It can be looking towards the future, like Thomas Jefferson, who bought the Louisiana Territory, and St. Louis and Clark west to find a route to the Pacific. It can be wanting to turn the lives around like Franklin Roosevelt, who provided soup and bread for the hungry, jobs for the jobless, and funds for the elderly to live on. It can be wanting to make the world a better place, like John Kennedy, who sent the Peace Corps volunteer around the world to teach and help others. Every president has taken their oath. And friends, you can be president one day too.